All right, we're gonna start. All right, being at 7 o'clock, we're gonna call this meeting to order. We're starting with the pledge of allegiance to the flag and a moment of silence for all deceased residents of Hammond.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I got a little out of order, so. Yeah, I didn't see the clearance. Okay. Got a copy of the agenda.
We had it on.
Yeah. There it is. I got it. Thank you. No, I just misplaced it on my computer. Thank you. Everybody. All right. I forgot to see where the fire exits are. So they're out that door, each end of the hall, there's a fire exit. There is a defibrillator across the hall when it's needed. So now we will proceed with the invocation from Stephen Worrell from Morton Baptist Church. Is he here? You don't have it, Jim. I can do it. I got something. All right, would everybody fold their heads, or fold their hands, bow their heads, thank you. Loving and gracious God, you are indeed the giver of all good gifts, and we come together this day to seek your wisdom, guidance, courage, and strength. Be with us in our deliberations and help us to be wise in the decisions we make for the town of Hamlin and the good of all those who have placed their trust and confidence in our leadership. Give us insight to lead with integrity, that our decisions may reflect what is right and good. Keep us from short-sightedness. Help us to make decisions that strive to be good for the good of all, while guarding us from blind self-interest. Finally, dear Lord, grant us the humility to always seek your will in all that we do and say. All glory be to you, loving God, now and forever. Amen.
Amen.
All right, we will proceed with the roll call.
Hurlbut.
Here.
Wright.
Here.
Volkel. Yeager.
Here.
Haas.
Here. We will next go to the public forum. If there is anybody in the audience, will you please try to keep your remarks to 3 to 5 minutes. Talk to the whole board as a unit. We may answer you, we may not. Let's see. Please stand up, state your name if you do want to talk, so that the clerk can get the name of the person who actually talked. Is there anybody in the audience who wants to talk to us tonight? All right, we will close the public forum. Requesting town board resolution to approve the regular town board meeting minutes of March 27th, 2025.
Second.
Hurlbut.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Volkel. Yes. Yeager.
Yes.
Haas.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to approve the payment of bills from their respective funds.
So moved with the exception of looking into that one bill from highway for the super truck, just to make sure that's right.
Actually, was made out, sent to the town of Hamlin, and there's in there, it said, and I missed it also, so. Total due from town of Clarkson.
Right.
It said on there, so we'll straighten it out. And like I said, if we get a new bill, we can pay it right away. We're gonna approve it with, once we get it cleared out, we can.
Yeah, get that bill straightened out.
I second.
Hurlbut.
Yes.
Wright.
Yes.
Volkel. Yes. Yeager. Haas.
Yes. Number 9, supervisor's monthly report of knowledge and file. Requesting town board resolution to waive the late fees from $35 for Angela Weston in regards to dog licensing. I'm gonna give a little thing because, a little explanation, because we don't normally do this, because then it leads to everybody wanting to. The woman sent a letter to us. She had cancer. She's undergoing cancer treatments right now. True, she's been getting out to get some cancer treatments and all that kind of stuff. She's 3 or 4 months late. But probably the last thing on her mind was to license her dog. I can understand that. Like I said, we normally don't do this because then everybody wants it done, but in a specific case like this, at least my own opinion, we're not a heartless board. We can understand if somebody's going through a hardship and grant them, a little saying on that. But saying that, we can see what the rest of the board wants to do.
I would like, I talked to the other person, I'd like to hear a late fee. It puts us, we can do it like case by case, and I know it's in the code. I think it's something we should look up. We don't do it for library. I think we just started doing it this year for rec. I just don't know. I think,
Well, we can talk about that later, but I mean, right now, because this is a resolution, we need to talk about this specific case.
no, I mean, I think.
But if you, that's definitely something you bring up in discussion.
Yeah, I think,
about down the road.
So I think, no, this is a good example of, case by case, and I think it's okay. This is not, I don't think we should, I think we have people that are struggling out there, and this stuff comes up, we should,
it all depends like how many there is and, how much we're talking, because some of the ones I saw in court, none of those people were able to get their dog's license, and those are the ones, unfortunately, that are, not following the rules.
I understand what you're saying there, but like I said, we can also discuss the wider range thing later
Right,
on. But
right.
right now, we're talking about this.
I don't have a problem with it for this specific case.
So does somebody want to second this then?
I'll second.
I have something to say first.
Okay.
The person that you're speaking about is 8 months late. And she didn't call at all during that entire time to explain her situation until she just randomly sent one in to pay, and I notified her that it was late. I understand that she has circumstances, but every single person who is late has some sort of circumstance that they tell us about. Currently, from last year to the current people who are late, there are 83 dogs that are late that would owe a late fee. So to give one person because of their circumstance, I think is gonna cause further problems down the road, and you're gonna have every single person coming in here that says that something happened in their life. Like somebody is sick, somebody had an accident, somebody is struggling, somebody got laid off, their kids had something, like there's always something, and obviously we feel bad, but we all have something going in our lives, and if you have cancer and you're struggling, well then hopefully you have family or friends that are helping you figure out and take care of your dogs. Like her rabies was way behind. That's dangerous for both the dog as well as the town with us not knowing about it. So I think that can be an issue. And the other issue is if policies and procedures were being followed, she would have gotten a court ticket in January from Dave. And so this would have been handled previously instead of it coming to our office with somebody yelling and mad at us on the phone. So I think that should be addressed as well to mitigate these issues. And I disagree with eliminating the late fee. We added that because Dave wasn't writing tickets, and it did dramatically help bring people in. People were paying the $5 for being 2 months late. It wasn't a big deal for most people. So I think we should keep that because it does keep the number of dogs that are late down compared to what it was before.
Well, I think in this situation, because she did have cancer, and I think that we look at every situation differently, and we don't know how that person's struggling in her life. You can have as many substances as you want, but I think go ahead with it.
Anybody else have a comment to our deputy clerk?
No.
No, that's okay. I just didn't know if anyone wanted to comment to what she had said or whatever.
Maybe 3 is a lot.
It is.
Fine.
But do you want to, being that there's no more comments, do you want to vote on this thing?
Yeah.
I think the only other option, hearing Colleen, I saw the email from this person, would be to decrease the fee to $10 because we're still sticking with indeed we're giving her a break because she did have some struggles.
What's the difference between $10 and $35?
It's not, I don't know.
You're still
Well, it's
decreasing, you're
principle.
decreasing the fees, no, you're not totally eliminating it, but it's.
I just think it's principle, like, she was late, so she does have a penalty still, we didn't totally remove the penalty, you know, so if someone comes in and says, well, you removed it for this one, we didn't, there was still a penalty. It just was decreased. I don't know, that's just a thought, I'm just putting it out there.
I am, okay.
We're gonna vote on the, we have a resolution, we have a second, we're gonna vote on it. You put our clerk to call the vote.
Sorry, who?
Bill did the second, did you do the second?
Yes.
Right. Bill did the
So
second.
you did.
I did the resolution, I mean, not the resolution, I so moved it.
Robert,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Volkel, yeah, Baker,
Yes.
Bud.
Yes. We can talk more about this later on in this section. Requesting town board resolution to approve surplus equipment sale prices from public auction. 1995 Chevy C35 utility truck and aerial work platform. VIN number 1GBKC34N45J115242, $8,000. Money is to be distributed into account DA 2665.00. 2011 Chevy Silverado K1500 VIN 1GKRKREA 6B2230759, $7,800. John Deere Gator Serial W006X4X027978, $6,400. Lamprey AFM 4214 Serial 1024972, that's a mower, for $4,550. A Royal gas oven with cooktop, $290. Royal 2 basket deep fryer, $322. All those last five things, the money is to be deposited into account 882665.00.
So moved.
Robert,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Volkel, yeah, Jaeger, Bud.
Yes. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I was surprised the old dog truck brought $7,800.
Me too, no.
I'm surprised that Gator, which is, I almost believe Penny Joe bought the thing and purchased it years
Long
ago.
time ago.
I'll bet you 30 years ago, almost 25 at least. It's got a different engine in it, because that, the first engine blew up, so you put a different engine in it.
You were saying that much for that blue truck when you bought it.
No, we paid $4,500 for the blue truck we bought it.
We're making money for the town.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's.
So, yes, things went well. All right, requesting town board resolution to use ARPA money to make the following budget amendments. Increase revenue account 0599.00 fund balance $16,661. Increase expense account A7140.20 playground and rec equipment $16,661. That is for the new play structure there. That's the second payment. It just got delivered.
So moved. Second?
Robert,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Volkel, yeah, Jaeger,
Yes.
Bud.
Yes. Requesting town board resolution to make the following budget amendment using the JCA path grant money for the Xerox printer on 4/14/2025. And this is a grant for, this is for. Increase revenue account A2770.12 miscellaneous refunds, grants and reimbursements, $2,595.68.
So moved.
Second.
Robert,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Volkel, yeah, Jaeger,
Yes.
Bud.
Yes. Is there any other resolutions? Anyways, we might have a couple coming up here, once we discuss other things that are coming up. All right then, 'cause we got some lawnmower bids and everything else too, so let's talk about all that. Then let's go into our reports.
Okay, we have for the zoning board, we approved a coastal erosion hazard permit on 1732 Benedict Beach Road. We're gonna add a patio cover to the front waterside portion of the existing dwelling. That's for the Brockport Yacht Club, to allow maintenance dredging of Sandy Creek. We have a coastal erosion hazard application approved for, for 17, what, scheduled public hearing, excuse me, for 4/21/25 on 17 Summer Haven Drive. That is for a jet. And then we scheduled a public hearing for 697 Twyla Road. They want to put the pole on, and public hearings on 4/21/25. For the library, they had the Eastman Jazz come in and perform for homeschool families this month. They are doing building maintenance. The 5-year internal pipe obstruction testing and water inspection was completed. The fire extinguishers were inspected and everything passed. And the staff is currently working on the summer read program. Library.
You know, we have something else in that.
I want to announce that
Yeah.
here because I wasn't sure. So Christine is leaving, the director.
She's sending in a resignation, so.
So she's going to do something else. So we'll be going through civil service, I guess, for that replacement. We'll try her because she's completely changed that whole life.
Yeah.
Very unfortunate. She wants to do other things. I wasn't sure if this was gonna be
Nah,
a
that's
appropriate
fine.
place to say that.
Yes.
Okay.
Let people know that she's done great.
And for the dog shelter, we had 8 service calls, 16 phone calls, 1 dog redeemed to the owner, 1 vet appointment. Total number of dogs in the shelter is 2. We went to Clarkson once and Sweden 4 times. And that's that.
Thank you. Councilperson Holcomb.
Okay, History Center, we met last week, I think it was. We were actually there 2 weeks. But, we were contacted by a school, I think it's North Star Christian, I think. And they wanted to bring their kids out during the school year for like a little school educational thing. So, one of the committee members has been trying to get in touch with them. I think they just been signed phone back, so I don't know if it's gonna happen. It's going down for the school year, so. And Kaylee, I don't know if you got my message. I think, we can do the summer camp. So I don't know, just, reach out to Dave and I and try to coordinate a date to do that.
We're also cleaning the place out though.
Right, when I
We haven't
find out
come up
when
with anything for
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Can we like push that to the fall?
Right, sometime.
For
I
the
mean, we gotta put
indoor
all,
work?
huh?
For all that indoor work, I mean, that seems like more, like a project that you
I,
could maybe push to like have indoor work.
I had to move all the stuff outside. I'd rather have nice weather outside than rain.
Well, we'll put it in like a pot.
We're gonna put it in a pod, right,
Yeah.
but why, what's going on in the summer if you can't do it?
Well, if you wanna bring camp down, I just don't want the two to
We won't,
intersect.
we'll stay away from that.
Yeah,
We don't have dates.
We'll stay away from the camp.
Okay. And Kaylee asked us if it was a great idea to do like a little, butter, making butter.
Like
so
the
they
churn
at the,
thing.
yeah, at the, farm fest, so we're gonna do that. We did that last year when campers were here, so when campers were churner that we can bring. called them, I see we have a bill from them for the whole year of monitoring, so I don't know what the deal is. Did you see that quote?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I talked to him,
They- Oh, you did?
yes.
Oh,
He was
okay.
supposed to get back to me today, which he didn't.
Okay.
Cause I told him we got a fire call from your place after you guys said the system wasn't working. He said, well, maybe it's just working now and then. I go, maybe we need to send a guy out. Well, we tested it remotely and it isn't working. I said, maybe we need to send a person out to see what's going on. I
So
said-
he did come out, he met with Dave, that's some of the.
In January,
Yeah.
right, but afterwards, we got a fire call from the building. The fire department went over, called me because they couldn't get inside. I had to rush over with a key. So the alarm system worked after they said it wasn't working.
So they sent us a quote, it's like almost $3,000 for like some new motherboard part for down there, just so you guys know. And I didn't understand, because Steve said he's getting calls. They told us it's not communicating to the outside world. Dave's concerned like about our insurance and it's
Right.
not communicating to the
Right.
outside world. So I also called the guy on Friday.
He called me back, but then he didn't today. I'm trying to get him.
So trying to hash out if it's working, if it's implementing. I
Well, I'm gonna grab the fire marshal, if he don't call me tomorrow, we're gonna go over some smoke and see if it's working or not. We'll smoke the place and see if the alarm doesn't go off and it ain't working.
So if not, we can talk about that quote, it's about $3,000.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
This is gonna be small.
I said, we're gonna smoke the thing. They have smoke things.
We're away.
Just like when you, your car exhaust, you put smoke into a car exhaust and see where it's leaking.
Oh,
It's a smoke machine.
oh, oh.
Suppose it's working that day.
I know.
Well, if it isn't working, then we're gonna replace it, because if it's only working part-time, it ain't no good either.
Right.
So if it doesn't work, it doesn't sound off, then it's gonna be,
Okay, so that's done. Dave is still hosting open hours every, second and fourth Sunday to the fourth. I could not attend the Chamber of Commerce meeting. Not an ideal time, they're always at 7:30 in the morning. So hard for me sometimes to get someone on the bus and be there at 7:30. So I didn't attend the last one, but I see that, I saw the minutes and they set all their dates for the rest of the year for meetings and started doing some planning for the elemental stuff. Looks like maybe the current president is wanting to step down, sometime in the near future, so.
all right, thank you. Councilperson Wright.
Let's see, the Hilton Parma Fire District, they're still going forward with the tax district for the ambulance. Their carnival is July 9th through 12th. In March, they had 48 calls, 11 of which were EMS. The Hamlin ambulance is still very, very busy. They had almost 100 calls in March. They're also, the state's letting them to be a test for the new, it's called iGel insertion. I don't know what that is. It's when they tube, but it's not a full tube. So they gel it and it goes in, but that used to only be a paramedic that you could do it. So they're gonna start letting EMTs actually do it after they get their training. So that's the part I miss about doing all that stuff. That was kind of interesting to do. New Year's, Deputy Clark is coming to the next meeting this month. May 27th is their Deerfield dinner. And then Magic Man will be there in June. And lo and behold, the 55 Plus magazine is now back at all the Wegmans.
Great.
Yeah, right. Wow. The Walker Fire Department is doing a free memory screening April 26th at the fire hall, testing for like Alzheimer's and stuff.
from noon to 4. Thank you, I can give you the number.
Okay.
It's 585-613-6694. They need an RSVP. There's limited slots.
When is the date again?
April 26th. Sounds like a pretty good thing to,
Yeah, I saw that.
yeah. I tried to get my wife to go. That didn't go over so well. Still looking for vet pictures. We still, now we have 3. I got a message earlier that somebody else had given a picture. Need at least 5 to get started. I think we had the Easter egg hunt yesterday. We had the breakfast. We had 1,000 eggs and 1 million kids. I was like, I don't remember because I never really went to Easter egg with my kids. But it was crazy. Memorial Day is still set. Jackie Smith is going to be the guest speaker. The Conservation Board, the tree handout is the 26th, right?
Is that Saturday?
Yeah, 11 a.m., right?
I don't know about the time.
9 to 11.
Oh, 9 to 11?
It's on the sign out front, so you can check it on the way out.
I knew I wrote down the wrong time. Area 1 is ahead of schedule. So looks like they'll get done earlier next year. Was the total 17,000 steelhead, is that correct?
For stocking, yes, Sandy Creek at 17,000 steelhead. We're holding 15,000 pen rearing
Wow.
at the Brockport Yacht Club.
The recreation, we went over the master plan. And you're gonna bring up about the. And we have everything almost all done, questions set, and we just need to figure out how to get the surveys out. I was with Jackie Smith at the library. We had about 20 people show up. Most of the complaints were on the road and bridges. The bridge on North Hamlin, Mike texted me today, and it's going to start May 5th, I want to say.
Yes.
So, and we did all the flags for the memorial out in front of the building today. I'll put all the flags together with the clips. We got all new flags, and they had just given me a bill today for that. And, the highway picked them up already, and that's all I got.
Thank you. Councilperson Hurlbut.
All right, the planning board meeting from April 7th, there was a special use permit for Moscow Road, for lawnscaping, property maintenance. That was tabled until next month, pending the Twinsville County for approval. There's another commercial site plan application for the Old West Corners, 328 Lake Road East Fork, to open up as a jailhouse, rock bar, and grill. That was approved. Conservation development permit for 7032 Benedict Beach Road, to add a patio cover to the front water side portion. That was approved. And another conservation corridor development permit for Brockport Yacht Club. That was also approved. Hamlin, Morton, and Walker Fire Department, they've had 150 calls year to date. And the farmland protection plan has gone to the state ag markets for their review. That's what I got.
Oh, and to be with that too, the state is finally opening up to pay us.
Oh,
They finally got a thing back last week. They're gonna pay us in June or July. They shut down for like 4 or 5 months during the winter and don't pay bills.
They shut down from November to May, I believe.
Oh, nice. I should do
Yeah. We can't make it up.
All right, our building and code.
Okay, you can see the report is from January 1st of this year till April 1st. We had issues with a new computer and computer program from IPS, so we had internet reports. So I want to do it from the beginning of the year till now to give you all the information. We did 49 commits so far this year. Commit fee, we received over $4,500 in fees. And from those fees, evaluation is like over 1.3 million, which is great. 23 certificate of occupancy, so certificate of compliance have been issued, and there's been 336 phone calls to the office. Department sent out 11 violation notices. Mainly it's now for junk, now the snow is gone. I received my certificate of completion for VOA, required yearly training for 2025, so that's done. And I have been participating in the boot camp classes, and they're just once a month for an hour, different topics, and it's really enjoyable. Sometimes you learn stuff, sometimes you just get refreshed, it's great. And the computer program, IPS, BAS, is still an ongoing issue. Another appointment, which actually is tomorrow. They're gonna try to correct any bugs it still has. And the Conservation Board is having their tree seedling giveaway on Saturday, April 26th, from 9 to 11 or until dawn. And this will be held in the town hall parking lot. And I'll do a quick thing for the fire marshal. He works 55 hours this month. He works he's here almost every morning, gets here very early, and spends 2 or 3 or 4 hours, whatever he needs to do, answers phone calls from residents. And so far this year, he's worked 165 hours. And that's all I have for that.
All right. Our recreation supervisor, Haley.
Alright, I got a lot, I hate talking, but we've been so busy. So the Easter egg hunt, we had to pivot last minute because it was supposed to rain all day, so thank goodness St. John's let us go there. We called Marianne on a Monday, and we made it work for Saturday, so we didn't have to change date, time, any of that. We had a ton of kids, it was actually a really good event, ran very smoothly, no issues, which is always good. So I thought that went well. We finally got the youth services grant money today, which was $2,100, which is awesome to get every year. Summer camp registration opens tomorrow. Anyone that goes before and after school got a pre-registration slot. So we've already filled 16 of the 35 slots. So it goes live at midnight. So quite a few parents have set alarms to go out at midnight tonight because they don't want to give up their spot. I told them I didn't think that was necessary, but some of them will be out at midnight registering. Baseball has started. Anyone know what field A looks like right now?
No.
It has a baseball team on it right now, today, April 14th.
Yeah, so take a stop.
Like, let's all just take a moment and say, Mike did a really good job, because last year we did not plan it all season because it was a swamp.
I saw the mowers out there
They
today.
mowed it today and lined it today on April 14th, I almost fell on the ground. But it's awesome. I can't even, when I text baseball coaches, like, wait, really? So, yeah.
They
got
tile
out there.
drained it last year.
April baseball, gotta love it.
We couldn't plan it in July last year, that's how bad the field was. Which is awesome, and then the juniors started last week too, they just did a parent meeting in here because it ended up snowing that day, because welcome to Western New York. Soccer's looking good, we only need one more coach for the older teams, the little teams are full unless I get some more coaches or kids signed up, so we might add a few more teams there. The ARPA money you guys use for the goals are here. They came, I think, a single box every single day and every postal. We had DHL, Amazon, UPS, USPS, like, it was just one box every day, and I was like, what is happening? So I think they have all the pieces. I talked to Carl today. They assembled most of them in the barn. They're all here. We did also apply for a grant through New York State West Soccer. So I should know tomorrow if we get some money to put towards that as well, which is cool. Save some of the ARPA money. Steve says ICO is here. The ICO is that climbing structure. So hopefully that gets going soon. Spring break camp is probably the first time I've filled camp to capacity since I've been here, which is awesome. which means I have 20 kids down there every day this week, which is crazy compared to where we started 3 years ago, so that's awesome. Right now I'm hiring for refs, field staff, and summer camp, so I've started interviewing there. A lot of interest, which is really good.
How about the kickball?
Kickball, Tanya was in today, so she's working on her team. VFW is supposed to have a team, tattoo shop's supposed to have a team, and then we're trying to get a team, so I'm hoping. I'm optimistic it's gonna happen, we're gonna keep pushing it. Josh and I are gonna see if we can kind of swing the registration to do individual registrations instead of teams, because it might be a little easier, so we're working on that. The county came out and did the inspection on the before and after school program, no issues, and they actually hooked us up with zoo tickets for summer camp, which is awesome. Who doesn't want free zoo tickets? Scholarships, I think the Friends of Rec, Pat, correct me if I'm wrong, every sports scholarship that came in was approved.
That's correct.
So they did awesome, so anyone that needed assistance with sports, was able to play with the help of the Friends of Rec. They're working on the summer camp ones, which are due your May meeting, is that accurate?
I don't know, we meet tomorrow.
We talked about with the May meeting, you guys were gonna vote on those?
We might
Well,
even-
people are applying for summer scholarships, we're working on that too. They can't register for summer camp yet, so it's kind of like a limbo page, but they're usually pretty good at getting some scholarships out for that too. I think that's it, all right. Master plan, Rick and I are working on the master plan. We'd like to use a lot of the old questions that we had used on the first one. We got a lot of information off the census. We discussed, we would like to do a postcard similar to what Liz did about reassessment with a QR code that goes to the survey link. So I talked to Penny Lane, I talked to, Liz gave me the lady that she had worked with. So if we want to mail a postcard to every house in Hamlin, if we design it and they print it, mail it, address it, all that stuff, it was $1,581. Survey companies, I looked into like 3. We could do something like a Google form. I don't think it's going to diagnostically pull the information in the way we want it to and break out information. So, something like a Survey Monkey, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that, might be better. It just compiles the information in a much easier way to read. But I think because we haven't done this in 30 years, it might be okay to spend a little bit of ARPA money and see what the community wants, especially if we're looking at grants for the new town hall and we're, please. It's up to the community what they want, right? I should be the one that decides. So I mean, I can tell you what the information I've gotten in the past, but I think give people the opportunity to speak. If we haven't done this in 30 years, is 1,500 plus a couple hundred on a survey company gonna break the bank? I don't know, it's your money, your guys' decision, but that's my 2 cents.
I don't know, we do, we have a lot of money.
Can we use it for a survey?
I don't know if I can use it for a survey. That's what I'd check
Well, we
into,
can
but
use-
still, we got enough money in our accounts, we can put 15, it's been 30 years that we've done this. It needs to be updated.
Yeah, that's a
We can pull money from someplace else and update it after 30 years.
We've applied for a grant to help with the master plan, also with it.
No, they're talking about it, right. I haven't gotten one. Politicians are not getting back to me. Well, everything's in turmoil, so we don't know, but we might be finding out, but who knows?
I think the first step is to pick a survey company. They all are similar price, about $100 a month for a survey company, you kind of get a subscription. I'm most familiar with Survey Monkey, it doesn't mean it's the best one, but that's one I'm most familiar with, and Josh is most familiar with. But I think that step one is pick, if we're willing to do the subscription, which I can use my budget money, that's not an issue. And then, once we create the survey, then we create the QR code in the
You don't need a
postcard.
resolution to do the survey company, no.
No, I don't, I just wanted to make sure that that's the direction you want. I don't want to create a
Yes.
survey if you guys aren't gonna send a
But we
postcard
need
out.
to do a resolution for which I'm gonna do right now, for the mail. 1,500,
It was $1,581.41.
so 1,600. Requesting town board approval to use $1,600 to do a mailing for a recreation department survey.
So,
Second.
Robot?
Yes.
Wright?
Yes.
Vocal? Yes. Yeager?
Yes.
Bus?
Yes.
And the only other thing, really quick, sorry, I know I don't take too much time. I would like, because it's gonna be a QR code and it's gonna be a digital survey, I would like to do paper copies, especially for the senior meeting and things like that, because those people, like, if I could set up with Michelle or Rick to go to a
Yeah.
meeting and do those,
So Wednesday, if you can have them Wednesday, and I can take them with me.
you're optimistic. I will do my best. I will do my
Yeah,
best.
you can.
It would take at least a month to get these surveys back.
No,
We got
no,
other
you
shopping.
for paper. For
The paper ones, I will try by Wednesday,
I
I
know,
can't make
but-
any promises, but I can try and see, if we can get them going. The questions are already there, so it's just getting the
Yeah.
survey and that.
And we can put that QR code right on the newsletter too.
Yes, we'll put it in multiple places. My fear is just the senior community struggling with that online piece, and I don't want to exclude them. Because that's a community, I feel like we struggle to reach. I know they have their senior group, but the rec department and them don't really. So, that's all I got. Questions, comments,
Sounds great.
Thanks,
All
Kaylee.
right.
Thank you, Kaylee.
Rob, conservation, do you have anything since you're sitting here?
I do not, minus the fact we kind of talked about the pen rearing thing that's going on right now at the Rockport Yacht Club, where we're holding 15,000 steelhead. We have a scheduled release for them, being Saturday. So, the DEC also stocked 55,000 plus Atlantic salmon, late last week in the Sandy Creek. So, that's all I got.
Good.
Exciting.
Our town clerk, do you have anything?
Yeah, we've actually been pretty busy with the new law for traveling. Lately, if you don't know, you have to have a real ID, so we've been busy with passports and people calling for marriage licenses so they can then get their enhanced driver's license, so that's been keeping us pretty busy. The end of this month, I'll be going to the town clerk's conference, which is in Syracuse. That's on Monday and Tuesday. The law has been filed with the state. I just got confirmation on that. And I did get the road closure information for North Hamlin Road. They say May 5th, starting at 9 until approximately November 1st, 2025. So that will get posted.
I sent it to the ambulances so that they, he didn't say one way or the other.
Yeah. And then the town clerk's office will be open on May 1st during the rabies clinic. The county doesn't want us to do licensing there at the location, so I will be here for anybody that does want to license their dogs. So there's been a few that already said that they'll come right over, right afterwards. So,
Good. Is that it?
yeah, that's it.
Okay. I've been busy this month trying to catch up with things between a whole bunch of like playground equipment coming in and helping carry it out there and different things. And a lot of Zoom meetings. We had a solar Zoom meeting. We had Zoom meetings about aging in place, like our property up there. And Zoom meetings with, there's a grant that came out for actually other playground equipment, another playground grant that could be up to 500,000. That for buildings and stuff like that. So I've already met with some people about that. I'm going to have another meeting next week with probably some engineers or whatever about what to maybe possibly do as far as structures and everything. People who actually build this stuff. It's only like a 10% matching fund, so you pay 10%, the state whatever pays 90%. So I have, like I said, I've been called. I have called on the History Center and everything too. Shortly this week, we're gonna either have that part of order or no, and it is working or whatever. I talked to our electrician. He's gonna be fixing some conduit going down the basement steps tomorrow. just been a whole bunch of things going on, really. I know I'm forgetting a few things, but whatever.
Have you heard anything from Marlene and the water? Where they're at, where
They don't, well, I've heard about as much as what you heard at that meeting. I've heard as much as what you heard at the meeting the other night. They don't sound real interested in putting everybody in a meeting, just the ones that they're talking about, but they wanna do another, figure out how much it's gonna cost and what responses we have and everything, so.
Yeah, because there was, what, 2 or 3 of the 8 sections that didn't get a very good response back.
Yeah, like one
There's
person.
a couple of roads that we know of. So,
And even the big roads too, with like 15 or 16 people on.
So what do they want to do? Reach out again? or-
Well, Phil asked them at the meeting the other night, they don't seem very responsive to that. They're gonna do another study to see if we eliminate those 2 big roads, where that would leave,
where that would put
where
everybody
that,
else.
how much and everybody else, or whether that would put everybody else out of touch now if you don't put the big roads in.
Kind of reconfigure their figures, taking those, because they didn't get a response in 2 or 3 of those sections. Take those, if you take those sections out, what that would do to the remainder. So they were gonna, that's the way JP made it
Right.
sound to me, if I understood.
Yes,
it, that
exactly.
He would reconfigure those, so. I
Yes.
didn't know if you had heard anything.
Nope, I have not. So saying that, we're gonna move on to discussion then. Cheryl, you have a lawn mowing bids. 3 of them.
I think everyone has copies of them. One is from, on my TV.
Oh, did I not get them?
Yeah.
Did
I don't
you-
have-
They all went into your mailboxes.
Oh, God, I didn't bring in the stuff from the mailboxes. I'll go do that real quick, hold on.
Okay, well, we can talk about something else right now too. All right, let's talk about Rick, the flags.
So they had to order all new flags. And,
We're out front by the road, the
yeah,
American
for the
flag.
roads, so that's all for the poles. So there's 47 of them. And you read that as 1180?
Yes,
Okay. So the total cost for the flags is, $1,180.48.
Didn't we just buy all the flags?
last year.
Yeah.
A lot of them get caught up in the
They did.
lines and get
They were-
torn. And then all,
We have them in a storage bin, and we went to pull them out, and they were not good. And then half of the metal clips that you hang them, we had to or get brand new poles, because the clips basically, when it gets super windy, they fly away, break.
right, and like I say, they get caught up there, and then once the veterans, which I understand, they fought for this country and everything else, once they see a tattered flag, they complain to us too.
Oh, yeah.
Whether it's out front in our cemetery or on those roads. So we are replacing them. Well, ones that were good, we'll
Need to
still
replace
keep,
them,
and then we won't shoot away the good ones. What we're talking about right now, flags, Penny Joe, we'll give you a piece of paper saying, I'll make a copy of it tomorrow, Rick can leave it with me and I'll make copies. And then I'm gonna give you a copy of how much it's gonna cost in tomorrow. So we need a resolution since it's over $1,000. Make a requesting town board resolution to spend. Should be in handling one. Okay, $1,180.48 for the American flags that line our roadways. So moved. Second.
For what?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Mokel, Jaeger, Best.
Yes. What's that? I know it.
He knows.
I just put that up 3 months ago. That was brand new 3 months
Yeah.
ago.
Cheap, cheap one.
No, that's from the VFW.
Yeah.
It's made America flag.
They get beat up pretty good.
Yeah.
They do that win.
That one there is just crazy how that went.
This time of year.
All right, did everybody get a lawn mowing bids?
Let's see the,
Your mailbox was empty.
yeah, it's probably in my folder.
Do we have a history with any of these folks? Other than probably Durham, Solutions?
We have Yard Daddy did everything last year for us.
I don't see a quote from them.
I don't know what you're on.
Larry
Wasn't
Washburn.
really-
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that's
the Larry.
Yes,
Okay, so yeah, it's been,
over on Wooden Circle. I think he's number 7.
Here, no, we didn't share.
So Yard Daddy, we did have last year, did a great job. With money, very reliable. Then we had a Mike Zerbini came in, he was constant, he had to put out, he's from Greece. Mantle Road area, and then we have, Herb Solutions. We did say that they, did reduce their costs. since
Did you
last
put what
year.
each one is gonna be charging us? No, you
They-
didn't.
No, they
Right.
did.
oh, minimum.
They're all,
No, that's only one of them.
That's one.
That's not all, you don't have all the different ones on here, do you, how much they're charging us?
yeah, there's 3 different ones.
There's 2 different ones.
Yeah, I got the other, you need to see the other one?
What's this one?
Did you get
Oh,
one?
okay, we didn't get that
Yeah,
one.
there's 3.
Yes.
Oh, okay. We got this one.
Here, we got these
This
two here.
one,
All right, we didn't, let me see, yeah, we didn't get this one, okay, I'm sorry. So, one of them is 1,000 square feet. No, look at the square feet
Square feet.
of lawn.
Yeah, but the one that looks like it's the cheapest, but you have to have a $200 charge for location.
Right. For that Yard Daddy is 120. And we've had experience with them.
Yeah, experience.
Yeah, and you said that was pretty good last year. Yeah.
And you said curb and lower,
He said he did lower his fees from when he, proposed last year. And I don't have a copy of that from last year.
There's no minimum.
Is there one on, oh, there's one on here?
So you got
One
this
on here and
that
2 over
one.
there.
All I did was put an ad in, the answer to the ad.
No, on this stuff, you made it confusing.
there's
Yeah,
just 3
one-
separate quotes.
Yeah.
Not on the same page.
No, all different, 3, one on each
Right.
page, for each a different.
Yeah, one each for you guys, so we look at each one and.
Oh, so there's a 3rd page that we haven't seen. No wonder Rick and I are
No,
confused.
you have all
Yeah, we
3,
got
1, 2, 3.
Oh, oh, that one up there, okay. Thank you, Jennifer.
You're
One
welcome.
we would.
Well, Rick and I were sharing, I'm sorry.
Okay, so one's $3 per 100 square foot for the initial. One's 50 cents per 100 square foot, and one's $1 per 100 square
So we're gonna take the Goldilocks, okay?
foot.
Because
But
the
the
other one-
cheapest one has a minimum of $200 charge
Right,
per
right.
location, which seems a
That
little steep.
seems a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I'd say, my opinion is Yard Daddy, Larry Rushton. He did a good job last year.
Yeah.
His pricing is
All right,
under.
I would second that.
all right. Somebody want to make the resolution then? Go to
I'll
Yard
make a
meeting?
resolution that we contract with Larry Washburn from Yard Daddy for our lawn mowing, 2025 lawn mowing
Second.
For delinquent properties.
for delinquent property. Probert,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Poco, yes, Yeager,
Yes.
Haas.
Yes. You already talked about the fire marshal. No, I know there's other stuff you wanted to be brought up during discussion.
I actually,
Well, just.
Oh, you want to bring something up during, no, let her,
just,
Go ahead.
no, you sent us an email today, and I just had a question about it, with that round table for the shelter regulations for the
Right.
association account. Is that the grant writing group that we subscribe to, it's like $150, so we're already.
no, we're off, it's $100 right now.
Okay, so
It's gonna be $150
Yeah,
next year,
okay.
yes.
But, so we are, that's the group that we joined.
Yes.
Okay, all right, I wasn't sure.
The only discussion that I had was on the, when they said the late fees, and I know Rick says, well, for some people to show up to sports, they would never pay, but I don't think we should ever look at just, and I definitely don't agree with Colleen where she says, people have a lot going on. I think we're gonna go case by case on the situation, we can do that, or we eliminate that. Because we don't know what someone's going on in their life, and I think
Like
That's a
83
great-
is a lot.
Yeah, I think you gotta have some kind of incentive for people to come forward and, or otherwise we'll end up, you're going.
So I think it should be taken, that maybe case by case, we can, and I know that's not in our code, right? I think it's
You have a right as an outboard.
Yeah, that's why it goes to
Yeah.
the town
Oh,
board
resolution
to
every
waive
time.
any
Right.
fees.
Right,
So I think we need to do that. I think that's, I just
Right.
don't want to just have
Right.
some,
but I agree that you need the late fee for the incentive,
Yeah.
Yes,
because
yeah,
otherwise they're not going to.
you have no control that way,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
it's
you
gonna-
And the licensing for the dog is really just to make sure they have the right insurance. And the
Right.
state says you have to, so.
I think so if we, so.
And
we
it
can-
has worked, to get people
Right.
into license,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, you gotta have
And they're-
something.
Most of the time, they're happy to pay that instead of getting a ticket, so.
I think case by case, we look at late fees.
That's fine. Also, in that thing I sent you today, though,
That's cool.
there is about dog licensing in there. If you listen to her thing, or read through all that, DocuSign, or DocuPen, I'm sorry,
Right.
said there's something new coming in New York State. It's just coming in New York State.
Do we have to pay the program we pay into?
No, we already, I'm not quite sure. It almost sounds like we are already into it, but we may have to pay something small amount in there, but they would not, our town clerk would stop sending out notices. They would send out all the notices and everything.
What's this for?
DocuPen,
Yeah.
it's for licensing dogs.
It's an AI thing on how our own town clerk.
I just,
It's just the beginning.
you're gonna hear about it in your town, you're gonna hear about
When you
your
go
town.
to your meeting, you'll hear.
No.
about it.
Don't worry about it.
You're gonna hear about it in
Hey,
your
it's our
meeting.
favorite time. It's when the old people
It's
talk about
almost
new
like the
technology.
VAS program, but it's for dog license.
Okay.
It's a program that you would kind of subscribe to.
We just heard, they just saw it today. I just sent it out
Okay.
today.
They're having one on taxes too, and there's all kinds of stuff.
But she did say in the thing, she's gonna be at your town clerk meeting
Okay,
and talk to you, or the town clerk's not.
So take notes and tell us what
okay,
I don't know, maybe it's a bunch of
you,
BS, I don't know, but maybe it's something good. You may have to pay a small fee, but they do a lot of stuff for free, because also now we gotta start licensing the thing down here, it's gonna cost $150 a year to have it licensed in the state, our dog shelter.
a lot of grant money for that
Yes,
program.
yeah. I called Dave about that, like I said, I just got this information here recently. So I called Dave and I'm gonna have a meeting with him down there and see how we can. Could you get a separate room if you have a sick dog, you can't put it with the other dogs down, it'd be in a separate room with all separate air conditioning and everything.
Yeah.
I know Dave has said that, but I read through that, and maybe it wasn't the full policy, but
It says,
it does.
yeah, it says that you cannot mix the air from a sick dog to a good dog, or healthy dog.
they're all gonna have to wear masks.
But that is something that's coming up and everything, and maybe we can, maybe, I don't know a lot about it, I just read it, and she had things, so.
Can you
I can
send
send it
that
to you
to
tomorrow.
me?
Yeah, I'll send it to you tomorrow.
That'd be great.
I just sent it to them today, and
Can we,
yes, you absolutely
well,
can.
talk with the dog shelter, can we put Hamlin on our dog control truck? It's just, I know we just got it decaled and just says dog control, there's nothing to it. And the license plate says Hamlin. But I think it's a town truck, we need a little hometown pride, and we can put Hamlin dog control.
You have to say that.
mean, our last truck was Hamlin Dog Control.
Right,
just
no, I
think
can't remember how big it is, put the lettering though, want to see how it fits in there. Cause we paid $600 for a decal,
I know.
I don't want to throw that away.
No,
No,
I think
we
you
keep
could just add a decal, maybe.
Maybe.
possibly,
Possibly,
enough room.
right,
And then I've seen their trucks and want to get like a magnet or something when he's driving for them, if, you know, he wants to be.
right.
They can put magnets on, but I mean, it's a Hamlin truck, I think it should say.
Okay, we can look into it. No, we can't.
Yeah, we gotta go through.
It has to go through the library board. They do, because she is Monroe County.
Civil service.
Yeah, civil service on it. They do it. So, and they are already in the midst of doing it. Okay, they're looking at candidates.
What's their date?
June, end of June. She's giving like 3 months notice. Yeah,
I think that was just fine.
She was,
Yeah.
she really did a great job.
she did. Or she still is doing a great job
Right,
too.
but it-
I just talked to her today, so. All right, one more thing. We got one application. This person gave it to Cheryl on the weekend for the Conservation Board.
Is this the Cosmo people?
She's talking about the astronomers.
Oh, no, they did not make the application. They did, yeah.
Well, now it's too late.
I did explain to them at the time frame had already passed.
So,
They were just.
I don't know, do you want to have you can look it over real quick?
Is the
Now,
open
this is
one?
what I'm gonna ask Rob too, would you rather sit down with your conservation board? This is your decision. You wanna interview this person first before we hire them to the conservation board?
It's not
Have a
your
talk with
decision?
them?
Well, the conservation board would take a look first.
Okay.
You make a,
You want,
Recommendation to the
yeah,
board.
you can make a recommendation that you want, that's what you wanna do, you want this coming forward. And we'll do,
I mean, from what I can see, I mean, obviously, this doesn't tell us a whole lot,
right, so you wanna do
but I
it,
would certainly
you
encourage
recommend that you
that
want
some,
conservation board to do a hearing or whatever, or
Yeah.
interview.
Yeah.
Okay,
Great idea.
Yeah, you probably should make
Yeah.
one.
so that we can, I know we have a holiday. But our next meeting isn't until the 30th. Is there some time later on next week or else early the last week there before the 30th that we can interview these people?
What's the only one?
Yeah, this person, I'm sorry, this person. Rob, Conservation Board, anytime better?
November 24th.
I mean, we can do like the 24th.
would just be like a evening
Yeah,
type,
like half an hour. Just come in here for half an hour.
this time of night kind of thing,
What's that?
after 6 o'clock kind of thing,
Yep,
during the week.
You've gone through these, you know what it is.
Rob put you down to it.
Nothing comes to mind that
That's fine.
was out of question. I can't think of anything that, usually like middle of the week is usually better for me anyways.
Is it middle of the week is better for you? Okay.
But I don't have the meeting schedule in front of me either, so I don't know. But
You don't have
certainly-
anything going on.
So
these-
Tuesday, Wednesday, you know,
Monday you do.
right.
No, the rest of that week is wide
It's like
open.
the 28th, right?
No, our meeting.
No, I know that, but the conservation.
Oh, yeah, their meeting's on 28th, yes.
This guy owns the property.
But we can do 23rd, 24th, something like that midweek. With the conservation board, we'll let all of you know and this person, see that person will be interested. Is that okay with our town board?
24th would work.
Yeah. Just for like half an hour, it's, you know.
So that's for us? Interview
To
with the
interview with
conservation.
the-
Yes, us with the conservation board. We'll
I mean, I
go with
assume the
their-
notice
we'll
will
go
be
with their
sent to the
recommendations.
board, anybody that's willing to attend, obviously encouraged to attend,
Right,
I
right,
would love.
greatly encouraged to attend.
right.
Watch it, give me that thing.
Yeah, you should really be there. Oops.
That's after the
Our meeting is the 30th, their meeting is the 29th.
It's tough.
Their meeting is the 28th, I'm sorry.
Do you want to do a meeting like at 6:30 to 7 on their board meeting night?
Oh, that would work too.
Is that?
That would work too.
They're already here.
Then I know where I am.
Here.
Right.
I'll send you an
Yeah,
email.
if you make
I can do
that.
that.
Okay.
The
Yeah,
28th?
that way it's easier for them.
Yeah, the 28th, Monday night at 6:30, before their meeting.
Let's do
That's good. That sound good, Rob?
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
Do you need somebody to point the finger at? Yes, I'm
No,
good.
no, I'm just trying to
No, that's-
coordinate with you, that's all, since it's your board, or your guys' board, you know?
it'd probably work better with the board anyways, because they're considering that they gotta be here that night anyways. and Might flow a little bit better for everybody there.
Okay. Can I do a resolution for that, or, nah, just say, all right, so we're gonna all plan it for 6:30, April 28th, for the interview for the new, for a possibly new conservation board member. Okay. I'll call it first. Anything else?
Where's Phil?
Barring no further business, I make a motion to adjourn.
You.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?